Find all the solutions of the system of equations algebraically. Write your solutions as coordinate points. So here we see that we have a parabola and a line, and we want to see where that parabola and line intersect. So they could either never intersect with no real solutions, they could intersect at one point, or they could intersect at 2 points. So in order to do that, we're going to use substitution. So we're going to take the linear equation, so 3x plus y is equal to 6, plus y is equal to 6, and we're going to subtract 3x from both sides. This is going to leave us with y is equal to negative 3x plus 6. All right, and now we're going to take this linear equation and we're going to substitute it into our quadratic, where we see where we each see a y. So we're going to take our equation and literally substitute it into where we see y. So that's going to leave us with negative 3x plus 6 is equal to negative 3x squared minus 6x plus 12. We can set them equal to each other by substituting in y to eliminate the y. Alright, and now we're going to want to solve for x. So by doing this, we can add 3x to both sides. This is going to leave us with 6 is equal to negative 3x squared minus 3x plus 12. And then we can subtract 6 from both sides. And when we do this, we're left with 0 is equal to negative 3x squared minus 3x plus 6. And now, to make this easier to solve, we see that we have a greatest common factor of 3, or negative 3. So we're going to actually divide this whole trinomial by negative 3. And in doing that, we're going to be left with, because the negative 3 divided by 0, the 0 divided by negative 3 is just negative 3. So we're left with, is just 0, So we're left with 0 is equal to x squared, because negative 3 divided by negative 3 is 1. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is 1 x. So we'll leave that as plus x. And then positive 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. And now we're left in a situation where we can just do x game. So here we can do x game, where what multiplies to negative 2 and adds to positive 1. And we can do x game because we have a trinomial and we've dealt already with the greatest common factor. And what we'll see here is that we have positive 2 and negative 1. So this can be factored into 0 is equal to x plus 2 times x minus 1. And we know that both of these values will hold true if we set them equal to 0. So we can do x plus 2 is equal to 0, and x minus 1 is equal to 0. And this will leave us with x is equal to negative 2 and x is equal to positive 1. So now we have two different solution points. We can see one that's going to give us negative 2 comma something, and then another one that's going to give us 1 comma something. And now we just need to get the y values. So we can substitute it back into any equation. I think the linear equation is a little bit easier. So we can take this form of the linear equation here that we had, and we can say y is equal to negative 3 times negative 2 plus 6. So y is equal to 6 plus 6. So when x is equal to negative 2, y is equal to 12. And then we can do it again here. Y is equal to negative 3 times 1 plus 6. So y is equal to negative 3 plus 6. So when x is equal to 1, y is equal to 3. And these are our final answers. So I can box them here and see that these are our final solution points. I also graphed this so we can see it graphically. So if you see here, when I paste in my image, we can see that, if I put it down here, that we have our two solution points. When x is equal to negative 2, we see that y is equal to 12. And when x is equal to 3, I lied. When x is equal to 1, y is equal to 3. And there are solution points.